Authorities in South Africa are investigating after 21 young people were found dead at a tavern. The teenagers were celebrating the end of school exams at the venue in the southern coastal town of East London.
Inside this unassuming venue, a tragedy. After locals raised the alarm in the early hours of Sunday, police arrived to discover multiple dead bodies. Among the dead, teenagers as young as 13. The bar's owner, who wasn't on the premises at the time, said that young people had come to mark the end of school tests.
My place closed at the right time that it's expected to close. What happened is that this function started after midnight with the arrival of more kids from other places, coming to celebrate the end of exams.
Forensic investigations are underway, but authorities have ruled out a stampede as the cause of death, saying the dead weren't visibly injured. That's left grieving family members waiting for answers at local mortuaries.
We have a child that was there, who passed away at the scene. That's the information that we have received. We didn't think that child was going to die this way. This was a humble child, respectful. And she listened, but as we know, kids will always be kids.
For now, an angry and grieving community is left wondering exactly what happened to leave so many of its children dead.
To find out more, joining us from East London in South Africa is Sipa Kema, a freelance journalist covering that story. Sipa, very, very mysterious. What more can you tell us about what happened?
Well, Harold, as you mentioned, very mysterious conditions, of course. We still are waiting for the official forensic report on that matter. But upon speaking to some of the survivors, they allege that what had happened on early hours of Sunday morning was that a crowd was dispersed by the establishment's management using tear gas to remove those who were refusing to leave the establishment as trading hours were coming closer for them actually to close down. This is, of course, alleged to the survivors. However, with the word that we got from the management of the establishment, they say that there was a stampede that ensued during the chaotic number or the numbers of people that were present at that particular event. But of course, the authorities then later came out and ruled out the cause of death of being a stampede after watching a CCTV footage that was played for the officials.
So what's the most likely, when you talk to people there, to the survivors and possible witnesses, what is the most likely reason for these 21 deaths?
Well, some of the survivors that we had spoken to, of course, minors, as you had mentioned, that as young as 13 years of age, were actually telling us, one of them said how she escaped that tragedy by actually climbing out of a window. And as you can imagine, you've seen the visuals of a two-story, establishment there. That's where she was able to actually break out of that window and manage to get herself out. Now, according to these survivors, is that the establishment's management used tear gas as a form to disperse the crowd that was refusing to leave the establishment, or the premises rather. And that's when, of course, the chaos ensued, and where we saw the official stampede happening just after. But now, another mysterious thing that happened here, Harold, was that according to the authorities and what they saw on the CCTV footage, is that some of these children who were in what appears to be a VIP area were seen passing out, falling asleep, just moments before the crowd was dispersed.
Sipa Kema there in East London. Thank you very much for updating us here.